talk about it. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about this. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about rumors. Let's talk about facts.
We gon' talk about life. We gon' talk about death. Romance, finances, generational wealth.
Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it.
Hello!
Let's talk about it. Hey!
All right, look at us. We are back. We are back. And it feels so good to be back. I promise you.
It definitely does.
Well, welcome. I am your host, Marsha E. Dudley.
And I am Etoya Lewis.
And welcome to
Let's Talk About It.
So y'all, like I said, we have missed y'all. Okay, we were getting our whole entire life together, mostly me. But
I need her to do that again, just so y'all know who was getting their life together.
Okay. It was me. I had to take a little time and focus on me and get all that other stuff together. But anyway, we're back. It's 2022. I feel like we ain't did this since last year. Oh, it has been last year.
Wait, we haven't? Are you sure?
This is 2022. Last time we did one was probably November,
the
December.
Week before Christmas. Mm-hmm. Is that the last one we did?
Yes.
Oh my goodness, we need to get it together.
Yeah, no, we got it together.
I feel like we did one when we came. Nope, because I went home on emergency leave. You're right. Mm-hmm. We did not do it.
So we are back, and we are better than last year. Last year is behind us. Brand new year, brand new topics. We're going hard, and Toya and I have been brainstorming because we got to go to the next level because we're trying to be Gail and Oprah, okay?
You see it.
And we're going to, okay. So tonight's subject, we are talking about, I know everybody has heard of the interview that Kierra Sheard did with some lady on YouTube. I think I don't know who she is, and I didn't know who she was or whatever. But the lady, she was a single lady, and she asked Kierra, did her mom give her any advice? Her being a newly married woman, did her mother give her any advice about her friends and coming to her house and intermingling with her husband? And honey, Kierra told the world that yes, her mama gave her some advice, and her advice was keep them heifers away from your husband. She didn't say it like that.
So what were her exact words? Because that's important.
What she said was that she's a married woman and that her mom told her that she needed to not allow women to come into her household, basically just to protect her household. And to be honest with you, I identified with some of the things she said, not all of it, but I identified and I understood. And she basically just said that if her girlfriends come into town, they're not staying at her house, that before they stay at her house, she'll go and purchase them a hotel room. And so that kind of like got everybody like, your family and your friends can stay at your house. So y'all, we're going to talk about it. Can your friends, can your family members of whether you're a husband, wife, or whatever, can your friends and family members come and stay a while? Are they welcome at your house? Can they be around your spouse or your partner? They got to do with just being married, your partner. Let's talk about it.
Okay. So I have no problem with having our conversation before the end of the year. That last conversation was about the etiquette and having guests for Christmas, Thanksgiving, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I have people come visit me throughout the entire year.
Mm-hmm.
I have no problem with it. No one has ever given me a reason to stop people from coming to my home. But at the same time, you gotta watch.
You gotta watch them.
No, I don't. But there is a level of discernment that you're going to have when allowing people in your space.
I agree with that. I definitely agree with that. I definitely agree with that. So,
okay, but in saying that as well, it's your mindset. I feel like a lot of times people set boundaries in their relationships, all of them, man, woman, 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 just friends, sisters, mothers, fathers, cousins. You set these boundaries because things that have occurred in your life. And so you put these boundaries there so you don't have to worry about it occurring again.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so just looking at some of the comments, Sean said, first of all, Sean said, I don't like Gail. I sure hope, look, I
don't see any comments.
Okay, and David said 4 or 5 day rule. Okay. And then my Jessica said some family can't stay. I agree with that. We know what happened with cousin Faith, but we'll get to that later. Sean said, if you don't trust them, then you don't need them around. I'm too old to try to figure out motive. When I feel like something not right, I will make adjustments. And I like that. I definitely like that. Dave said they don't want no smoke.
Okay, so in what, I can't remember who you said it, but just thinking about, you have to be able to trust. You do. You have to be able to trust, but at the same time, things can happen. We all sitting here, we all getting drunk. Everybody done fell asleep. You never know. I promise you, this is how things occur. You know, got drunk. You never had any intention. Something happened to you. I don't know. But you try to not put yourself in situations that you can cause an event. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah. Okay, I want to get to Kierra, and then we're gonna go further with that. I think that Kierra. Okay, I think that a lot of people, if they don't know who Kierra Sheard is, Kierra Sheard's mom and dad are church people. Kierra was
from the Clark sisters.
Yeah, the Clark sisters. Kierra was raised in church her whole entire life. Kierra's father is a minister, and coming from church God in Christ, I have witnessed so many women throwing them, and you know what? Forget about church God in Christ. This is period. Whether it
is period, because
Baptist,
I don't know if you watched the Clark sisters movie, but that was what was happening with her grandmother.
Yes. And
history,
yes,
has shown them that don't trust people around your husband, because he may have good intentions, but it's if you have I don't want to say nobody's name, because you have Susie over here and she's staying at your house, but every time you turn around she got on some little lingerie or something.
Or like I say, they used to be in church and they sit on their front pew and they be showing their tail, you know, trying to entice pastor. And I think that those women watch that, and like you said, her you know, the Clark sisters' mama, all of them, they went through that stuff. And so that's why her mama says, you know, don't. And then Kierra is famous.
Which makes you a target.
Yes, your husband can be ugly, but I promise you, Kierra wanted him. It must be something good in him, you know. So I understand. A lot of people were like, "Oh, I can't believe she has trust issues." No, you don't know that sister's story. And like you said, we watched the Clark sisters, so it was a history. You hit the nail on the head. It was the history, and her mom was like, "We ain't finna repeat no history around here."
Right.
Mm-mm.
Someone just said something, Marsha. I can't see it, so if you could read it.
And girl, I just want y'all to know I got on contacts tonight. But y'all, baby, I can read. What do you do? I got on contacts. You don't have on no glasses. I can see all types of stuff. Okay. So, Sean said, "Girl, they better go to sleep. Go to sleep." But like I said, I will make adjustments. Okay. But y'all know women and men are trifling. So hey, that's the way. That's the way to avoid it all. And she's right. Some of them are. So I say, if that's what's making you happy, girl, I'll stay downtown on you. And I agree too.
But you have to, as the friend, you have to respect that too.
Yes. If one of my friends say, do you
if
mind?
You're paying for me to stay at the hotel.
Mm-hmm.
Why am I be mad?
Yeah, I wouldn't be mad either. So yeah, if I went and somebody was like, hey, I would really feel more comfortable if you got a hotel. It's cool, no problem. I don't have no problem with it. Nima said, we don't really have company stay for the most part, just because we are private people.
Just me.
But for the ones that have stayed, I never had a problem. I don't see anything wrong with what Kierra said, especially in her situation, because she's newly married. So they need to grow on each other. And I completely agree with you, Nima. I completely agree with you, Nene.
Yes.
That it is a new marriage. And like I say,
you don't want to put temptation in your marriage.
And and a lot of people's like, well, she should trust her husband, and what kind of friends does she have? That's not what she's saying. She's just being protective, and it's her right to be protective.
Sharita says she doesn't see a problem with what she said.
I don't see a problem with it either.
I don't either. Mm-mm. I feel like everybody's story is different. Whether you've been through something or you haven't been through anything. Mm-hmm. Once you set boundaries to your relationships,
yes,
it makes for a better relationship.
Yeah.
I won't have to be insecure about anything, and you won't have to be insecure about anything.
So we talk
about tempted by anything, because somebody walking through the house, I'm not that I'm looking, but if you got curves and you got a whole bunch happening, you think he's not going to see that? He's a man. He's going to see it, but I wouldn't want to put him in that situation where he would have to come and say, "Hey, babe, can you tell Lonnie to put some clothes on, because she just walking around here with all her ass out."
Yeah, but see, we sit up here, we're talking about women. I think it's because we're women, but you have to understand, brothers coming over, just different stuff like that. Your significant other. We have to talk about men too, because
Sean says some of it is trust, but she allowed to run her house the way she wants. But we all got trust issues to a certain degree. But those trust issues come from something occurring.
Yeah. Or something that has occurred. Yeah.
So that's what we have to keep in the back of our mind, that it comes from something. Mm-hmm. I didn't just wake up one morning and I don't trust you.
That's right.
Something has happened. I caught you doing something you didn't have any business. Yeah. You've been hiding something. That is what causes trust issues. People don't just not trust people.
Yeah. And I was actually looking, and I just happened to be on TikTok today. There is a movie, the dude that plays Spider-Man. There's a movie out, and I think it's called Brothers or something like that. And I'm talking about the original Spider-Man. He is playing this role, and I'm going to go look at this movie, because when I saw it, I was like, oh, I need to see that. But it's geared to what we're talking about tonight. This man, and it's a little bit different, but still, he was in the military. He went to Kuwait, and they thought he died. And the wife, I guess, was probably being consoled by the brother. and they started sleeping together. And he's sitting at the table, and he finds out because his little girl, he has really bad PTSD or something, and she has a balloon, and he grabs the balloon from her. And she said, I wish you would have just stayed dead. You're just mad because mommy is sleeping with Uncle, let's say Bobby. And then she goes, she has sex with Uncle Bobby all the time. And I was just so we think about women, but this thing happens with men
Yes.
too.
Okay, so when we talked about on the, I don't remember who sent the message. I went and I asked Carlos, have you ever had a time where you was like, oh no, so and so could never stay at my house? And he was like, no. And then, so we had a conversation about it. I've never had any type of situation where I've done that. However, I've had somebody who I've had to go, let me watch them just to make sure. Because when you know someone's history, when I know your past, it makes me look at you a little bit differently. And I know people can change, but I'm not going to put anything past anybody.
Yeah, I agree. And I think back, my ex-husband, he was dating this girl, it wasn't his wife or anything, but he was dating this girl, and they broke up, and he walked in, she was having sex with his brother. So when we got married, there was always an issue. It's like he never wanted his brother around, or when he would and because I knew that when his brother came around, I never was like, I would, how I was brought up back in the day where the men go over there, the women go over there. You know what I'm saying? And you can always tell. I feel like you can always tell. There are some women who love to just be up in men's face. You know what I'm saying? A few years ago, Victor and I were at a relative's house, and my Victor's relative had this girlfriend, and the guy was in there looking at TV, looking at the game. Victor was in there. It was in there getting some food, and I'm in there in the front room, and she all over there in the kitchen. And I sat here, and I'm like, your man in here, my husband in there. So I sat there just watching. And I sat there, and I had a whole conversation with Jesus. I said, God, you know me. If she, you know how a woman act, I said, Lord,
like she flirting.
Yes. And she was acting like she was getting food, and Victor's hand was over there. And I told him, I said, so, that didn't look right or whatever. He's like, I didn't even notice it. But then after a while, he came back, he said, I wasn't even noticing it. I said, I told him, I said, now had she lightly went over his hand, I was watching everything, gave him an eye, anything. I told him I was gonna get up and tear that whole house up.
Marsha is never invited to anything.
Baby, I don't play about my husband.
Okay. Sean said, true, for whatever reasons we have them, not just with men, but friends and siblings. I mean, in life, we all have had experiences that make us wiser. I am wiser, raised eyebrow. So she got an experience. Carlos says, people have a tendency to show you who they are before it even gets to that point, whether it's family or friends.
Yeah.
Okay, but see, I guess he didn't hear that he didn't hear that part at the beginning where I was talking about, we all hope that we hold ourselves to a high standard or a high enough standard to where we wouldn't find ourselves in situations like that, right? We all hope that we are holding ourselves, but we all fall victim to that brief moment, that lapse of judgment, to where we do something that in any other moment we would have never done. So
but I don't care. I feel like And I get what you're saying, but Toya, I just feel like I don't care how I could be, you know, I
You
don't
can.
I
So
don't get
you're
drunk.
only speaking for yourself, though.
Yeah.
Go
But
ahead.
just think about, you hear so many times about siblings, like somebody going to sleep with somebody's, siblings sleeping with the other sibling's husband or wife or something like that. I could never, I can't even think like that. She said,
Tamisha
try
says,
Jesus, don't
try
try me.
Jesus. Don't try her.
Tamisha, you better
She
listen.
fights.
Tamisha, my sister, we
Sean
fight.
says, nope, I never fall victim to messing with my friend's man. Someone husband, hunty, I want my own. And I don't want people to think, because I don't believe that she was thinking just from a single woman's perspective.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't feel like it was a single woman's perspective, because there are married women, when they have things going horribly wrong in their own marriages, they don't even know that they're talking to someone else's husband inappropriately, or they don't even realize that they're just a little bit too friendly over here with their gestures and whatnot. Listen, I ain't trying to make excuses for nobody, but I've seen enough situations where it has happened, and there are always some questionable things going on. Because if the man is sincere and he's like talking to him like, I'm trying to help you out, I hate that you're going through this, not in the back of their mind thinking, oh yeah, she gonna let me hit.
Okay, so do you think, so you want to know something? Let's go into this. Do you really think that you should be talking to if you're married or you're in a relationship, whether you're married or you're single, but you're in a committed relationship with someone, do you really think that you should go and be telling your issues to another person? Think about that.
I mean, personally, I wouldn't, but that doesn't mean that somebody else would.
Yeah. And I say that, but because there have been times where if I was going through something, I went to the wife and the husband. And I think that's a key point too.
Say that again. I'm sorry. I was reading because Sharita said, say that, Toya. And Carlos said, my friends and family know me. What does that mean? So that's an issue I never really have had to think about or address, because if you know, you know.
Yeah.
But I still feel like we shouldn't put ourselves so far out there that we don't think nobody gonna try you.
I agree. That would be stupid to think that,
and I feel like when he said that, that's kind of how I'm thinking. Like, he's like, no, people know that you try me if you want to. I'm crazy. I go, I just don't want anyone to ever think that you're not triable.
Yeah, I completely agree. I completely agree. Like I said, I totally agree. Hey, Karen,
hi.
We are talking about Kierra Sheard, and for those that joined, we're talking about Kierra Sheard and her interview where she was talking about that if her friends came into town, she didn't want them to stay at her house, she would get them a hotel, and she was talking about just basically protecting her marriage. That's what I got from it.
Okay, so everyone, I want to hear from y'all. Has anything like that ever happened? Whether it was you were out at the grocery store, at the mall, or whatever, and one of your friends' husband or one of your friends said something to you that made you like kind of stop and think like, are they trying to holler at me? Has anything happened to anybody? I just want to know other people's stories, because I know that I'm not the only one who has a couple stories that I can tell.
Okay, wait a minute, hold on. We have a different opinion here. Karen said that she said that's a lack of trust from your husband.
No, it's not. See,
I
she
know.
missed the part where we were talking about sometimes history.
Yes.
History makes people act a certain way or believe in a certain thing. So if she's young in her marriage, the last thing she wants to do is tempt her husband with some friend, supposedly friend that comes over with a little boy shorts on.
Yeah. Okay, Karen, we don't know what they've been through. Okay, yes, that's right. Or what's her background? I agree with that.
Right.
And Sean said, "I'm not single. No, ma'am. I know when I'm flirting. I agree with you, Sean. Listen. The same way we have discernment for everything else, we know when it's getting too friendly. Yes, you may not know right away, but at some point they make it known. They can try me. I've been tried, but it only happens once. But I have had people who didn't even believe me when I told them. So that's an issue. They may not believe you. Wow.
Okay, who didn't believe who? Because I need to know who wasn't believed. Was it the husband hit on you and you told your friend, you know, your husband said blah 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 to me, and I don't know how to take that. Now I'm just giving this to you because that's your husband and you know his intentions and you know how he talks to people. Or was it your husband who came to you and said, "Hey, your friend keep walking around here with these little boy shorts on"? I mean, so I need to know more about that.
She said, "Yep." Sean. Okay. She said yes. So it was that. Okay, that's good. Well, not good, but okay. Karen was saying that it's her that history.
Yes,
the issue.
History makes you set boundaries.
Yes,
set boundaries in your friendships, because we can talk about when I've had to set a boundary. And listen, once I know, because like Carlos say, when you know, right?
Amen.
When you know. What I do know is I'm not going to let you disrespect me. So if I'm not friends with you anymore, then that's why, because you were disrespectful and I'm zero tolerance.
And so I have to say the next thing, you know, we've talked about that. The other thing that I definitely wanted to ask, and I need to know is, do you talk about your sex life with like your friends or your family?
And when you say talk about sex life, I need you to be more specific how deep I'm talking. I need to
deep.
Not with you.
Well, like some people don't talk about their sex life, so don't talk about their sex life with their friends and family, and it's because of that. Someone told me that they never discuss there's anything about their sex life with their friends because they don't want them to, you know, want what they have. And I understand that, and I got it.
I've heard that before. I've heard that where they say don't tell your friends what you got with your husband because they gonna want what you got.
Well,
I mean, but that's with anything, not just sex.
Well, if I'm honestly speaking, I'm not being friends with a woman I can't trust with my husband, and we are just acquaintances. Who said that? Because I agree with that.
Aaron.
100%. I knew it was Karen that said that. I agree with you.
Okay, so there are boundaries in everything.
Yes.
That you set. Because I'm thinking about a conversation where it's something as simple. I don't want to say simple because I don't want to undermine anything. As fixing someone's plate. Fixing your husband's plate.
No, wait before we get there. We're talking about having these conversations about sex.
Yes, but I'm just saying. So is that another thing that you have a conversation with somebody about, or is that something that's supposed to just automatically know that you don't do?
I don't want to fix my own husband's plate, so but I do. I will, and I do. I will.
You tell me no. I'll fix it good.
But come Sunday, I'm fixing everybody's husband plate on purpose. But you're right. Some women do have a problem. I don't want another woman fixing my husband's plate. Unless I take that back. Unless it's my friends, if they want to fix his plate, that's fine. I don't have my sister, my mama. I ain't got no problem with it. I'm good. But somebody that I don't know and I don't have a rapport, I'm gonna be side eyeing that heifer. You can't fix it because she be done sprinkle some other stuff on my husband's stuff. Mm-mm.
Okay, Sean says, girl, no ma'am. I don't care how good he is. We talking husbands. No ma'am, off limits, even 10 years later. So she's not talking about her sex life with nobody. I don't care who it is.
I do talk about my sex life with my girlfriends, but it's only people that when I tell you I completely and utterly trust, I don't go into no detail like my husband is this big, that wide, and over the moon. No, we don't go into that. I talk about issues that are irrelevant to what's going on in my life to help me get to the next level. Though we have candid conversations about a lot of things. And
right, Sharita. Sharita said we could talk in general about sex, but not how it feels and the size.
That right there. I don't want to know none of that.
That's too much information.
That's way too much.
I don't want to know that.
I don't even want to think about. I don't want to know any of that. But I wonder, do men talk about their wives? Men,
because they haven't said anything.
Yeah, do men?
I don't think that men have. I don't think that men are comfortable with one another to even have conversations like that.
Okay,
but I would love for a man to say something.
So when I was watching Marriage of Huntsville, the woman's husband, he didn't have any problem going telling his friends that his wife wasn't giving him enough head. And I need to know,
is that common conversation?
Yeah, is that conversations that men have about, what they're not getting or what they do? They bounce those type of things off? Because being honest, some of my friends, we do. If I'm not getting enough, or if we have conversation about sex or whatever, I don't talk about my sex life. Who said that?
Nene.
Okay. No, not sex life. I'm saying no matter what, they can tell me, not going to make me want him. I know that's right. Money, nothing.
No.
Not my true friends. Now, if we're acquaintances, it's all good. She playing. No.
I say yes, they do. They do talk about it. I can't see how that conversation goes.
Carlos, where are you at? Do y'all talk about
Carlos, David, somebody?
Do y'all talk about your wives with other
I'm pretty sure they're gonna come on here and say, hell no. Hell no, we don't talk about that. Why?
I want to know, do men do they have conversations like we do? Like, I'm not saying, she dry or she wet, or I ain't trying to talk about, but do y'all have like generic conversations? Because we do. We definitely do. And I think for me, it's very healthy, because a lot of times you may be thinking you're going through something and you realize that no, that is.
David said, I'll just talk to Jesus because he's the only one that can fix it if anything would need to be fixed. But we good over her. Oh, somebody said something about Nelly. Hold on. It hadn't came on my phone yet. Sharita said, what about Nelly sharing a video of himself getting oral sex allegedly with his friends? He supposedly meant to only share it with friends, not the public. Is it cool to share something like that?
Oh, okay. I wish my girlfriend was on here, right?
First of all, why? Why are you sharing that? That probably wasn't even him.
And then y'all people are clowning him. I was like, wonder what kind of holes did some of these ladies have, because they was like, we don't get into that. But anyway, I was like a squirrel just looking.
But who sends a tape of them having sex or getting head from somebody to their friends? Like, why? Why would you want your friends to see your stuff? Why?
I have seen a couple of my friends' videos.
Why? Why would you want to look at it?
And I thought it was so funny.
Well, Marsha, we know you're not human.
But the one thing that I do know, when they were the ones that they were serious about, I never got those videos. But sometimes, yeah, I'd get random videos. And
Karen said famous people act differently than us day-to-day folks.
They do.
Trudy said, have you seen the video, Marsha?
I did see it. I seen it. It wasn't like he was. I seen it. Want me to send it to you?
Could you prove it was him?
No, you couldn't.
Exactly. That's what I said.
You seen it, Toya?
No, but Remy Ma and what's her name was talking about it today.
What did they say?
You couldn't see his face. Talk about, but whoever the girl was, talking about she the real MVP.
She sure is.
David says Nelly just wanted some attention. He's been irrelevant. And Karen said they do stuff for publicity. Sharita says, oh, wow, you did, Marsha.
I did.
Talking about share it.
Did you see it, Sharita? You want me to send it to you?
Oh, my God. Y'all are the worst. Okay. Let's get back. Okay. Marsha, what are you doing?
I'm sending the group. I'm sending it to the ladies.
Ma'am, you need to wait until after this is over. Okay. Let's get back.
I wonder if they don't get me for sending out porn or something.
They should.
Oh, it's not child porn, so I'll be all right. But yeah. So we was talking about and we have, Karen, is it okay if I put you on the spot? Or I just say a friend. No.
Karen, I'm not with her. Go ahead.
So back to, we was talking about the whole plate, fixing somebody's plate. I didn't hear anybody say, would you have a problem if the opposites or the someone fixed your partner a plate of food?
I don't know. I think I would probably mess with him more than anything, because anytime I ask him if he wants me to fix him a plate when we're out and about, he'll always say, no, I'll get it. Right? So if he was to allow someone to fix him a plate, now I'm looking at him. So this thought over here can fix you a plate, but you got a problem when I fix you a plate? Kara said, listen, ain't no woman that's not my friend making my husband plate if I'm there. If my friends do, I'm good.
Okay, somebody said that's is that Karen who said that? That's not okay, she said that's not a boundary.
Okay.
That's
David
just
said, if
girl
a man
plate.
fixed you a plate, would you take it? Okay, well, let's talk about my food thing that I have for me personally.
You gonna take it?
No. That's not the food thing I have. I already questioned people.
Oh, I already know your food thing.
I already questioned people in the kitchen. So if you just fix me a random plate and brought it to me, I'm looking at you like, I'm not eating that plate. It's just gonna sit there. Now I'm hungry, or I done threw a whole bunch of food away because you just decided to bring. I don't know what you did to this plate. I'm weird like that. I mean, the only random person bringing me a plate is a waiter at the doggone restaurant.
I'm gonna bring you a plate.
And I'm gonna look at you crazy. Man, woman, child. You done stuck your finger in this. You don't even know how to carry a plate properly. No. Okay. That's not a boundary. That's just girl code. I don't think that deep. David said another man. Yeah.
Yeah,
Y'all
another man couldn't
can
fix my
fix my
plate.
husband's plate anytime. Ain't nobody fixing your husband. Your husband eat too much. I can't even carry that plate. Gotta have 2 plates. No. Mm-mm. All right. So what's the next thing on the list?
So I put a little meme up about Cousin Faith and Harper Stewart.
I was just getting ready to talk about the soul food, and I was just getting ready to say that. So go ahead with your question.
No, I was going to say, what if? So we talk about people coming in to visit, but there have been times where people have been down on their luck. You know, would you allow a family member to come and stay with you, like
to live?
To live. I'm talking about truly live.
Okay.
And if they live, do you set those boundaries and expectations at the beginning, or you know?
Okay, for me, I've had 2 family members to come and quote unquote live with me.
Mm-hmm.
One from Carlos' side of the family, and one from my side of the family.
Mm-hmm.
All young. So it was never really it was more like, that's my child.
Okay, well, would you let your grown cousin, your grown girl cousin come and live with you?
Yes. But younger, like Shay.
No.
I talk all the time about, ain't nobody else coming
right now.
Nobody right now, tomorrow, next week, week after next.
Y'all got that 12 bedroom.
Nobody's coming to live with me. I got rid of my own flesh and blood. You think I'm going to have somebody else come live with me? I don't care who it is. Man, woman, child. It doesn't matter unless it's Gianna or Layla or Dariana. I mean, unless it's one of them under 18, they're not coming to live here. I don't care if I had 20 rooms in my house.
Karen said we had, okay. Well, first of all, Sean didn't haul off and said, girl, food will be all over that wall anyway. and I guess if
you not showed out, Sean, you okay,
and if not family, they ain't fixing her man plate. Okay, and Karen said, we've had a whole family come live with us, and boundaries were set in the beginning.
Okay. Boundaries. And that's the reason why you have to set them. David says, at the beginning, code of conduct standards and expectations will be explained on day 1. And you have to like update those standards, code of conduct, and rules of engagement. You have to update that, because there's going to be something that you missed in day 1 that's on day 35, and then you say, you know what, hey, now we didn't discuss you bringing company thoroughly enough. Karen says, my husband and I have set rules now, and no one can stay with us for a time. Yes. Well, I already talked. No, Marsha, I remember you and I had a conversation, and I was like, I don't care what you think is getting ready to occur, but you living with me is not one of those things that's getting ready to occur. Living? You mean putting down roots?
But no, what if they said, hey, I'm down on my luck and I just need to stay 1 month.
That's too long. I'm used to my space. It takes a lot to have people come visit you. For anything over 4 days is a lot. Anything over 4 days is a lot, because now you have to get accustomed. Like, you have to change how you maneuver in your house.
Yeah.
Because, baby, Kill was killing me. And that's my own flesh and blood. So I knew when he came back home that having other people in my house was just not for me. Like this point in my life.
Yeah.
Y'all
Yeah.
gotta go. Y'all need to go and quit playing with me. Y'all need to quit playing with me.
Sean said, nope, my friend live with me now, and I have not had these issues. She's grown enough to understand the assignment, but I mean, I guess maybe I need to reevaluate. Now we're talking about dealing with husband. Y'all are getting into other stuff. Now that's different. Karen, I suggest that there be a set time frame from the beginning of them staying, no matter they have to go at the time or either before. So Karen, you would be okay so what you're saying is that you would be okay, let's say that if a family member needed to come and stay 1 or 2 months, you would be
That's
okay.
what it sounds. It sounds like she's saying that they can come visit for a little bit. I just feel like where I'm at, like, I just got a headache. I just got an instant headache with the thought of having to deal with somebody else in the house with me.
But you can never say never. You know what I'm saying? And I'm never going to say never. But what I am going to say that
I am going to say, since you said that, you're right. I can't never say never. But I promise you could be pissed off with me because I'm always at your house because I need to get away from mine. Or why I'm always sitting out on your porch. Just sitting there. I'm just trying to find some peace and quiet, child.
Okay, Karen says, but I will say this: it is sad and saddens my heart that we live in a time where we say no one can stay with us. Our ancestors, and it takes a village. No one said those need. No, I said those need to be set up front, and we now say no one can at this time. Okay, I get it. Sorry, Karen.
You get a weekend.
Okay.
You get a weekend. Toya is just in a whole different space right now.
So now I want to play devil's advocate. I want to say, why is it that us as a culture feel like that? Because you have Hispanic people and 5 or 6 families live in one home. They share a car, so is that where did we get this mindset from? And I
feel like some people in our culture, they may do that. Maybe. I don't know who, because most people just rather be struggling on the street than to try to pull resources together.
But I really think that, and I'm sorry, I'm playing devil's advocate. I just think that us as a whole, meaning Black people, and
I get what you're saying.
I'm not speaking for all of us, but a lot of times we tend to be like, they better do it. I did it. They better do it for themselves, and not want to say, you know what, come here and let's get yourself together or whatever.
Okay, I can't speak for every Black person. I can only speak for Toya Byron Lewis. And for me personally, I have a lot of already issues, right? Inviting someone into my home is going to just add on top of those issues. So then it will be the sacrifice of my sanity. And am I willing to do that? Not at this point in my life, no.
Yeah.
So I can't speak for everybody and why they feel like that. It's just for me, things irk the hell out of me.
Yeah.
And do I just sit and be in my room mad that you walking around loud? Because me and my husband both have these same issues. Why are y'all walking? What is happening? Why are you here? So we don't need that type of drama.
But a lot of our people, and you're right, Karen, it's not all Black people. I completely agree. Not the whole Black race, but Karen, let's just be real honest. 90% of Black people don't want nobody else staying at the house with them, like for the same reasons what Toya is saying. And you want to know something? I get it. I completely understand. The only part of me is I remember when I was, I was 20 something years old. I was 23 years old. I had just gotten a divorce, and I moved from Las Cruces, New Mexico, and I didn't want to go back to Mount Pleasant. And my cousin, Regina Cofer, love her forever and ever and a day. Regina had just, I'm talking about, had just moved into she had built the house, just moved in this house. She told me that I could come to her house and stay.
Was it just her, or was it her and someone else?
Her and her daughter. And at that time, I had Janiyah, and Janiyah was maybe almost about to be 2 years old. I let Janiyah go and stay with my mother, but I would still bring her down because my mom was like, you need to get your child. And so it would be, so I had Janiyah too. And I stayed with her. I found a job. She let me stack my money, and then I left.
Okay, but was she in a situation to where she could do that? Because sometimes people are in a situation where they can just allow someone to come in and stack their money, so to speak, because you have to eat. I have to provide, not just for me and my child. I have to provide for you too. In order for you to stack your money, I have to pay extra on my water bill. I have to pay extra on my electricity bill.
I get it.
So everybody, just because you see something don't necessarily mean that everything is straight. Oh, you good. So somebody has to really be in a financial and a mental place to where they can accept having someone else in their space.
Yeah.
Okay, let's read some of these comments because there's a lot of them, and I feel like we've been doing a lot of talking. Sean says, I have been that person that needed help, so that's why I don't turn my back. Yeah. But yeah, we need to establish about paying bills, foods, etc., because people tend to take advantage. Yes, and okay. David says, in the unlikely event that would happen in my house, they'll be on my chore duty. They'll be on the duty roster, cutting grass, doing the dishes, vacuuming, sweeping floors, windows, take out trash. No freeloading here. Karen says she absolutely agrees, but that's Western cultural Black folk. She says, we have been westernized. David says, sometimes your own family will try to take advantage. They sure will. So you have to put them on a time clock. I know it should only take you 4 months to have everything you need to move in that apartment. You don't need a 2, 3, 4 bedroom apartment. 1 bedroom is all you need because that's all you got here. But you need your own refrigerator, and you need to be using your own water and electricity. That's not our whole Black race. Karen also says it's Western culture, Marsha. Oh, I just read that. Okay. That's in the U.S. Go over to West or South Africa. It's not so.
I completely agree. I completely agree. It probably is not, but I live in America, and here in America, niggas is shady. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Karen says, even in Germany, the Blacks there come together because they realize they are better together.
And that's the part. We are better together, but I think that, but Toya, I just feel like our culture, we turn against each other so much, and I think it's because we always
that's how we've been groomed to do that.
I know, but at one point in time, at one point in our life, we got to stop saying, okay, that's how we were groomed, that's how we was this and that, and we have to look at a situation realistically and where we're at right now. And I think that's where I'm wanting us to go. It's like we got to finally move past all of that and deal with what's going on right here and now. If I see somebody who needs help, I'm going to help them. I'm going to, exactly as you said, you have a timeline here. And I agree with David. If somebody has to move in my house, not pay none of this good old mortgage, not pay this high water bill, electric, gas, all that, then baby, you better be cleaning my house. You better be
earning your keep.
Yes. Do something.
If you come stay with me, you're gonna have to tiptoe
You
around.
gotta do something.
You got to tiptoe around as you clean too. You got to tiptoe around to do everything. Don't drink my apple juice.
Okay, Eve.
I am just such like I always know when someone else is in my house and they're taking it out of me. So I'm just accustomed to certain things. I don't. I'm sorry, you guys. You can look at me however you want to. I don't care. I just can't take it. And I value my mental stability.
And let me tell you, and it is okay, and you are entitled to that.
But I have identified that. I identified that a while ago. I identified it a while ago. So I'm okay with it now.
Mm-hmm. And I want to point this out. When we was transitioning, now y'all said that we could come and stay. I was like, we'll go stay in a hotel. But you want to know, but the reason why I said it though is because as much as I say that I will help somebody, I love it just being me and Janiyah and Victor here. Even when Janiyah, did I say Janiyah?
Yes, you said it. It's all right.
So even when Janiyah comes home, it just feels different. You
right.
know
I know exactly what you mean.
Okay. It feels very different, but I don't want my baby to feel like she's company.
So you just gonna sit this here cup here? It's my cup. I'm gonna come back and get it. But that's not what we do around here in our house.
Right.
I know we got way off of subject because we didn't even talk about soul food and we didn't talk about the best man.
Yes, like
we didn't talk about any of that. And it's almost an hour.
But anyway, okay, so let's read this last. Who's coming? This is who said yes when I stayed with them?
Sean.
Okay. Yes, when I stayed with them, I didn't have money, but their house was their house was clean as baby bottom. After dinner, I cleaned kitchen. I helped pick up kids, ran errands. I don't even feel comfortable just sitting around, but that's just my DNA.
That's not in everybody's DNA. That's not in everybody's DNA. Everybody's not gonna come and pick up after everybody.
Yeah.
Oh, you didn't see me working all day. You done sat home for most of the day.
Exactly.
And I come home and I still have to clean up. But you saw, oh, well, your kids did it. It doesn't matter if my kids did it. You're here. Clean up.
Yeah.
Everybody doesn't. What David say? They try to take advantage.
Yeah.
The days of people taking advantage of me are over.
Yeah. So we got like 3 minutes, but I still want to put this out here. So it's all said and done. What if you have a cousin Faith, like on Soul Food? You have a family member, a friend who sleeps with your husband. Is there room at the table for him again?
No.
Yeah. If my sister, if one of my, and let me tell you, on my mama's side of the family, I love my.
You know how people say you're dead to me?
Yeah.
And until something happened to you, you don't even know what that means.
Yeah. Yeah.
Who?
I just couldn't see myself like I say, I would never want to hurt my family member or anybody like that. But is there room for forgiveness? At the end, they was talking about she's family. All she do is run. We gonna bring her back in. I don't think that I could do that. I just don't feel like it's in my DNA to do that.
I have to forgive you for me to have peace, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, but once I get that peace, I'm not going to let you violate that peace again.
Yeah.
So you're pretty much gone.
Yeah.
I can forgive. I can be very forgiving.
Mm-hmm.
I'm never going to forget what you did and how you made me feel. That's whether it's good or bad. Remember that. No, people don't forget how you make them feel.
And I hope everybody know when I'm talking about cousin Faith. Y'all remember?
We don't. Then I'm gonna pull your black card.
Yeah, if you don't remember soul food and cousin Faith, you need to just put your just
Or if you don't
bring your
remember
black card.
The Best Man, where Harper had screwed old boy's girlfriend. They was friends, and when she came to him, that little kiss on the forehead led to something else.
Mm-hmm.
Next thing you know, he looking at her like hitting out his other head, thinking, and just like that, they put themselves in a situation where a sin could present itself.
Man,
Mm.
I was looking to see if there was some comments.
Mm-mm.
Why Karen talking about y'all? My wine kicking in.
All right, we had an hour. So my takeaway, because you always ask me about my takeaway.
Always gotta give me a takeaway.
In this, I think people view situations from whatever has happened in their lives. Set your boundaries. What is another takeaway for me? Set your boundaries. Know your standards on how you should be treated and people treating you, your relationship. Yeah, people view situations from where they are, and I feel like until we realize that every time somebody says something, they're not the devil.
Yeah.
They're just speaking from where they're at and how they see things. I'm pretty sure she didn't look at it the same way when she was single.
Yeah.
But to keep peace in her family and to make things more comfortable and not inviting sin into her area.
Yeah.
I feel like that's my takeaway. Just making sure that you're taking care of your household the way you need to, and not giving a damn what the world got to say about how you take care of your household and your needs.
So Kierra, we support you, girl, and we agree with you. And because that's your household, that's your husband, and that's your protection.
And she got the money to put them in a nice hotel, so I ain't complaining.
Yeah. But I like I say, I completely agree with you. We don't know her history, and we don't know her. We don't know him. We don't know who her friends are. If that's what she felt and that's what she stand by, I support her 110%.
Mm-hmm.
As for me and my household, I agree. If I have a family member, a friend that got a little whorish tendencies, they're gonna probably be staying at the hotel with Kierra's people.
And they not because I'm not paying for them to stay at that hotel. I'm gonna send them to Karen house.
You silly.
They need some place to stay.
Karen said that they can't stay at her house anymore either. So, but yeah, I agree with you with your takeaways. I completely believe that you should always protect your marriage, protect your relationship. I believe that, like everybody else has said, you set those boundaries, you set those expectations, and you keep an open eye. Don't just don't be oblivious and say, oh, my husband would never do this, my friends would never do that. It's not that. Well, I ain't gonna lie to you. I feel like my friends would never. The ones that I have, I feel like they would never. But anyway, I say you never say never, because like you said, something could always happen. But just make sure that the people that you have in your inner circle, that
you just hold flat ties.
Yeah, they roll with you, and they understand the sacredness of what you got going on and what they got going on. So anyway, that's our takeaway.
Mutual.
Yeah, definitely. So this is our returning episode from a long hiatus. It has been great. This was an awesome topic, and we're gonna keep it going. And next week we'll have another wonderful topic that we can come and share with y'all and get y'all's input. But it has been a blessing tonight.
Yes.
So y'all have a wonderful and blessed night. Have an awesome weekend and continue to be great, beautiful Black wealth ambassadors. So we're signing off.
Tune in next week for another episode of Let's Talk About It.
Peace.
Good night, y'all.